Donc, bienvenue à cette réunion numéro 6 du 26 avril 2022. So, regular meeting number 6, April 26, 2022. So, the Borough Council agenda. Here, so opening of the meeting, adoption of the agenda. Donc, ouverture de la réunion, de la séance et adoption du jour. Le 3.1, donc c'est les conseils d'arrondissement, c'est lecture et adoption du procès verbal numéro 3 du 22 mars 2022. Donc, il est adopté tel quel. So, reading and adoption of the minutes of meeting number 3, March 22nd, 2022, as adopted as is. And then we have the reading and adoption of the minutes of the meeting number 4, April 5th, 2022. And also the reading and adoption of the minutes of the meeting number 5, April 21st, 2022.
Concernant l'ordre du jour,
Adopted.
il faut retirer le point 6.1.5.
So there's a point that we 6.1.1 is where you took out. Donc on retire le point 6.1.1.
Point 5, c'est de 260 rue Queen. C'est ça que vous avez? Ah, il est inscrit à 6.1.
Ah, il n'est pas inscrit. Attends. Road.
260 rue Queen.
I know that, but it's
Non, il a été enlevé.
Oui, c'est ça.
Il n'avait pas à
C'est ça que je
l'enlever.
me disais.
Il a été enlevé. Parfait. Merci.
Mais est-ce qu'il y a une contrainte ici? Parce que 6.1.1, c'est le retrait de la demande 2290 chemin Ferron. C'est ce qui est indiqué qui est retiré.
Non, on l'a
Moi, je lis ça l'ordinateur. Pour ça, je pose la question.
En CCU, on l'a approuvé.
Vous l'avez approuvé, il faut l'enlever. C'est le 6.1.1 qu'il faut enlever.
2290 chemin Ferron.
Sur le bord.
Donc, il y avait aussi
6.1.1.
OK, tandis que l'autre point,
Il est déjà été enlevé, lui.
Parfait.
Ça a été corrigé.
So, adoption of the agenda that we just modified as is, so is adopted with that, return, pulling that point out there. So we can carry on now. So our agenda, our Borough Council minutes have been adopted. We have 3 of them that I just mentioned, so that's been adopted as is. So we'll move on to the Planning and Advisory Committee. So Borough of Lennoxville Planning and Advisory Committee. So it's just a tabling of the March 22nd minutes. Donc, l'arrondissement de Lennoxville, le comité consultatif d'urbanisme, depuis du procès verbal du 22 mars 2020. And we're up to number 4, donc public question period. Donc, la période des questions. So we're recording the session, so just mention your name and your street name. Just
Now, do you want me to stand over here and take?
because I know where you live, but it's.
Yeah, you know. Do you want us to take the mask off to talk?
Yeah, you could. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and I know it would be difficult to talk, so I actually kind of wrote down what I was going to say.
Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Guillaume, congratulations to all of you for being elected.
thank you.
Oh, that's nice. I'm here about a few things, and I'm trying to be constructive.
name.
Oh, sorry, my name is Jane Loiselle, and I live at 55 Club here in Lennoxville. I'm here about 2 things, Amity Baldwin and the walking path. Now with Amity Baldwin, I must say, I just talked to Danny downstairs about the cleanliness. We're there on the group every Wednesday, and some weeks the table, I'm not loud enough.
Peut-être
Un écho?
Ouais, il y a un écho.
Please, you want me to move? Maybe I'm too close.
No, I don't think it's you.
always.
It's not you.
A microphone.
Non, j'ai une écho ici et je sais pas pourquoi.
Just close your.
Peux-tu regarder?
Ici? I want to hear swearing face my tongue. Let's see. It's only like a minute.
You don't have to state your name.
Okay. Anyway, we come in sometimes Wednesdays and the room is not clean. The counters are dusty and dirty. And I know it's not your fault, but I happened to see Danny coming in, so I mentioned he's gonna go over and check. So we clean. Sometimes the floor hasn't been swept. The water bottles, the new ones, because we can't use the taps. Every week we've come, it's been empty, so we fill it. It's not hard, but it's just, they're heavy. We do it. And luckily there's a handle and a new system. Just an observation that any group coming in early in the morning. The big question for me is the insurance with VFL, the liability insurance. Now, we don't pay to use the room. We appreciate that. But the VFL insurance has gone up. In the last 5 years, it's doubled. 1 year, it went from 200 and something to 463. We're up to 523 now. So we haven't even been using the room. I called the city and I said, all of us are paying for this insurance. Is there not some rationale to why it's doubled? I'm just putting it out as a point. I mean, we don't pay for the room, as I say, so there is a cost involved, but I thought it's a rather drastic increase year after year. What will it be next year? And I'm sure the city would not want us renting the room without the liability. So the person on the phone said, well, see if you can get a better price. And I said, well, we take the recommendation of the city. Anyway, just an observation, so you know.
No, your observation, but you could make a point of asking the city to look for a better.
I did.
Okay.
And I think they figure, oh God, she's called again. The staircase, without the elevator, we've been using the staircase. We find it dangerous. If you're just walking, we're often carrying things.
Yeah.
The stairs are the treads you catch on the edge. Not so bad now that we're not wearing boots as much. Is there any chance of a railing on both sides? There's only a railing on one side right now. There's no railing on the other side. And we are a seniors group, I'll be honest. So, and it's a long way.
It's a reasonable request.
Yeah. So on the positive note, I'd just like to say that when we lost the Conseil, we had to do Claude, you came and helped us set up tables. It was a very small closet, and Mathieu was very helpful. The tables are now outside in the room, which makes life so much easier, because we tried to get them out one day, the tables fell off, so the cart, everything just stayed in the room. We couldn't get it out, because it's a small closet, but it's out in the room. So I just want to say thank you for that. And I also want to give full credit to Mathieu. I didn't put this in the notes here, but Mathieu, when he was still here and we didn't have the elevator, he worked very hard to find us another place with fewer stairs. But we said, you know, hopefully what was supposed to be repaired in April wasn't repaired. Anyway, they're working on it now, I understand. Any idea of when? That's my joke of the day.
2 or 3 weeks,
Oh, okay, so,
approximately.
okay, that's because we're going to do our art show on Friendship Day.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yes, and there's no way we could do it if there wasn't an elevator. First, people couldn't come. We couldn't get all of our, not equipment. We're not doing food just because of COVID.
Yeah.
But okay, 2 or 3 weeks, perfect. And I was told that we still have access to upstairs, even though they're working on the elevator.
I would think so, because I've seen users.
Okay, because I haven't gone in to see if we have access, so I just wanted to be sure. Okay,
I've seen
access.
access, so.
okay,
Don't wait till or something.
It's not, no, it's not closed.
okay, good. I'm just thinking if there's workmen, because the top of the stairs and the elevator is,
It's now.
it's pretty tight. So I'm just asking.
But yes, the accessibility
It's still there.
it's not very good.
Okay, well, we average about 15, so, and they come in over about 20 minutes, so, okay, but it's not closed.
No.
Okay, because I didn't know if you might want us to come in the other end of the building and come up the back stairs and in the other way. Well, stairs are stairs.
Yeah.
Anyway, the walking path, that was Amity. That was as my president of the art group. Now,
Before you start with the walking path, just make a comment about the medieval one. I'm really
Okay,
glad
sorry.
that you're here and you're giving us these comments, because we need these comments to be able to act.
and that's why I'm here. You've told me before, if
That's
you
right.
don't hear them, you
That's
can't
right.
do anything about them. So
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm here fighting the fight, no, not fighting the fight, but the walking path.
Yes.
I use it often. We walk our dog and there are no signs saying parking for users of the path. I use it often, and there's almost always 2 to 3 cars with Ontario plates, and I've seen the students get out of their car, walk up to the apartments in the back. And they're legal. It doesn't say no parking. It doesn't say you can only stay for an hour or 2 hours. And they're there. Last summer, when I was using it on the hot days, there was a U-Haul there for at least 2 to 3 days. Just an observation, but anybody who wants to use the path, and there are a lot of seniors that use it, don't want to walk from town. Mind you, they're walking. They should be able to do it. But it's just, I think the students are abusing it.
Well, the real question is who owns that part of the lot?
Oh, that's not part of the path in the,
That's a real question to ask.
that's, okay. I didn't know that either. I didn't know that. I thought that was part of. That changes my,
Maybe it's
my
part
comments.
of, but we don't own the path either. It's a right of way we have.
Okay, but the right of way at least. Okay, so that answers a
So
lot of
we'll have to,
questions.
technically, we could ask a question, and they're gonna look into it and tell us, well, this is owned by, or.
Okay. I mean, that answers a lot because I thought it was part of path area. Okay, yeah, because as I say, students aren't stupid. They free parking, they're gonna use
The
it.
owner is not the city.
In theory, I would
It's this
say,
parking lot.
if I had to take a guess, it'd be the railway. The owner may be the railway, so, but we'll have to. look
Okay, so I have to go to another meeting. No, but it's, okay, that answers that. I thought it was owned by the city and that they controlled everything from their end. Okay. Anyway, the path itself, I mentioned it, is wonderful because it's flat and it's shady in the summer. And so
It's a nice path.
It really is. Okay.
We're very lucky to have access to it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for your time. I will
Well,
let
thank
Frank
you very
go now.
much.
I'll even stay, I even stay and hear what you have to say.
The trouble's here. Clerks, you can back him up.
My name is Frank Wilson, 108 St. Francis Street in Sherwood, or Lennoxville, I should say. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the council. And also thank you for the new sidewalk on St. Francis Street, Jennifer, I think closed. It's great. People are using it. Kids are off the street, which is one of the important parts of it. I would like to make a proposal though, that Addo to Molten Hill, that a sidewalk be thought about being put there. Because it's dangerous. The traffic is there, and I think that would be a real addition for that side of the river. Again, more young families over there with Marjorie Donald, and more young families are moving in, and with the soccer fields. I think it's, but again, the new sidewalk, number one. There is a problem though, again,
The lanes.
with the lines. They put the line on last year, they put it exactly the same spot.
Oh, really? We're
Yes,
supposed to move them, right?
they did,
Okay.
and that has got to be done, because what's happening is if the car's coming from Sherwood towards Lennoxville and the car going towards Lennoxville to Sherwood, the ones coming towards Lennoxville are forcing, because it's narrow, because you've still got that white line on, which would be the left side, the same width, and that was supposed to be shrunk. And the center line, I think, is supposed to be moved. I don't know, I can't give you the dimensions, but was it a foot, or it's supposed to be moved over. But when they put the line on last fall, exactly the same spot.
Well, that's exactly the question we'll have to ask.
And that's, yeah, that's gotta be, why?
that?
Because it's just, they're pushing people to the side.
Because I remember somebody told you they were moving it.
They're supposed
Who
to,
was it? Who was it?
there was a thing sent out that said there
Oh,
were
a memo.
a memo, that they said they were supposed to move the center line over. Because again, they're crowding everybody towards the sidewalk side. And just one other thing, when they put the sidewalk in, okay? They went around the corner of Addo Street, they had it dug up to the stop sign, okay? All of a sudden, they filled that back in and they started the sidewalk like right at the road, at the corner, okay? The problem is, and I've seen it now 4 or 5 times, people coming down, going towards Sherwood. All of a sudden they're there, and all of a sudden they've got 2 wheels on the sidewalk.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Wow.
And what they do, they straddle the sidewalk until they get to 112 St. Francis, and they get back on.
Is that a winter problem or is it?
No,
No? Okay.
and because, and this is what I said with the design, because when they started the project, okay, they had dug around the corner up to the stop sign. And I kind of wondered, I said, well, okay, they're probably gonna start the sidewalk there, bring it around the corner to stop the, you know, in case a car does. But now, I've seen it at least 5 times. And all of a sudden, I don't know, you know, people may be texting, I have no idea,
Yeah.
not paying attention. And all of a sudden, when you're there, the road it is narrower, you know, you've got to say that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they've got 2 wheels on the side. And of course, my next thing, trucks.
Can I go back to your question?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we recap. So
Yeah.
what question we'll ask to our services is why is the sidewalk made that way?
Yeah, because
Not extended in.
Yeah, that's right. And it's very easy coming down the street, all of a sudden, if you're not paying attention,
And
you've got 2
when you're
wheels.
saying the car has 2 wheels on the sidewalk, is the front and the back wheel?
The right side of the car, the 2 wheels are on the sidewalk.
You can bump into it.
And again, I don't think it's just that people sometimes aren't paying attention, and all of a sudden they're going down there and the 2 wheels are on.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's happened, I've seen it. It's not a major thing, but I think it's something to look at. But again, the sidewalk, number 1, it's excellent. Again, trucks.
Yes.
Last fall, I think I was reading some of the streets in Sherbrooke, they were, I don't know, it was in a council meeting or something was brought up that people they were complaining about trucks and the city was going to do something about trying to get the trucks off the streets, certain streets and stuff like this. My question is, who is going to police this? Is it the DOTs or the Sherbrooke police? Because if it's DOTs, forget it. But something has got to be done over there, because now we all thought when the road was extended, the new road, that we'd have less trucks over there. We're getting more. Because what they're doing, they're coming right off the highway, they're going to East Sherbrooke.
Shortcut.
Shortcut.
So let's talk about the actions you take. When you say the DOT is not effective,
Well, they're never there.
yeah, but did you call them? What's
Well, I
the
never
action?
called them. I've been complaining about this for what, 6 years now?
Yeah, but you've been calling the police?
You mean the MTQ?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the DOT, the Department of Transport, the police say that measure the weights of the trucks. That's right. But at one point, I think the comment was brought up that Sherbrooke police technically could not do anything about stopping these
I
trucks.
remember that.
You remember that? Yes.
I remember
So I think it's time that the police put their pants on, excuse the expression, and did something about it. Because this is ridiculous.
that. So you did call the police.
I sent them another complaint today.
Okay, so you call the police and you actually talked to them?
No, I sent them, I got the register back, like, remember like we did before, you sent me one, I sent another one today.
Yeah.
About speed also,
Yeah.
and it's not speed at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's speed between 4 and 7 in the afternoon. 6 and 9 in the mornings. It's not only just during the day. And you know, like I said, and I've never, since I've been home, since September I retired, I have not seen one police car sitting on the corner of Avril and St. Francis. They will sit in the cemetery yard, backed up into the trees, which I don't know what they're doing, or they'll hide behind the pump house on St. Francis Street and catch people there. Never at the corner. Never seen them there.
Because they know where you live.
Well, I'd like to see them there. I'd probably take them out of coffee or something, but no, but seriously, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But the trucks there, but the speed also, they've got to put some surveillance on there. Like motors, even, you know, they got the motorcycle cops. They've got,
What I'm concerned is that it's been 6, 7 years.
That's
we've been
right.
Talking about this subject,
that's right.
and we've been doing what they're telling us to do, is call the police.
That's,
What I'm concerned about is what are we supposed to do else?
I don't know, but the police don't stop trucks. Why aren't they?
Yeah.
If they see a truck over there, stop them. and say, listen, if you got a delivery slip, if you don't, fine, there you go. Have a nice day. Every other city does it. Other places do it.
So I'm gonna pass on the word to Andre.
Yeah.
And see what he has to say.
Because something, like I said, something's gotta be done. And again, since that new road opened, it's worse.
I would be curious to know what's exactly in the law, you know, is there some kind of a loophole that they use right now?
No.
In terms of, no? Okay.
No trucks.
No trucks, it's local.
Just local.
So
Local
that's-
deliveries, I have absolutely no problem.
Queen
Because
Street is for the trucks.
that's right, and I think I talked to, a few years ago, I talked to Monsieur Coty in Sherbrooke.
Okay.
And we had that discussion, the same discussion, and he actually told me, because he has something to do with the routes or something in the streets and that.
Yeah, the
And
sign.
he told me that, again, he used to jog along there, I guess, St. Francis, and he knew the problem, and he said, they are not supposed to be using that street. That is, no, he said, it's Queen Street, and they go around to get to where they're going. But not St. Francis.
So that's why I'm gonna pass on,
Yeah,
So,
and you
yeah.
know, and again, what I don't understand is why the police aren't stopping the trucks.
yeah. that's it.
You know, this is ridiculous.
Maybe the signing is clear enough, or maybe, no,
There's-
it's weird.
C'est contrôle routier. Concerning the trucks,
Yeah,
it's the contrôle routier of the government.
but
Prevent the MTQ.
Well, St. Francis? Oh,
But it's supposed to be the provincial. Oh, yeah.
but technically, the Sherbrooke
The
police have to
police-
stop a truck.
I saw the police often.
Yeah.
I saw during the morning or during the evening, I saw because I passed a lot of times on. But concerning the trucks, yeah, we'll check. But the city can, you can call the police, but it's not the police for the trucks. It's the contrôle routier.
And even if they stop them and say, listen, give them, a, you know, a warning or tell them.
But it's probably difficult to.
Because I can give you Laterno. Laterno's one of them. Yep, and Sherbrooke is another one. All the tow truck companies, Aslan Caron, Le Paradis, you name it, Move to Balani there, the transport company. Everybody's on.
So the thing is that like,
Canac.
really like to, see, we're going around in circles. for
We've been
years,
doing
right,
this for
Mike?
7 years, 6 years.
And, how can we find a solution? Because whatever we do didn't seem to work.
Nothing's worked.
So
And we're,
what
and
else
it's
can we try?
increasing. This is the problem.
On peut lancer cette question-là. Quelle autre action est-ce qu'on peut prendre en tant que citoyen
Because, and again,
pour
my-
avoir une action?
and my question is, there's gotta be other streets in Sherbrooke, right? How do they control it? When Summer Street had at one time had a no truck sign up here, who controlled it? That's my whole question. Who is gonna control this? And who is supposed to control it? This is, you know, and again, to me, it becomes a policing matter more than it is and they are breaking the law. If a truck is speeding down St. Francis Street, can they stop him for that? There's another question. Can a police car in Sherbrooke stop a truck speeding down St. Francis Street?
Est-ce qu'on peut adresser cette question-là au comité, au niveau, à la commission qui s'occupe de sécurité?
Ah,
Est-ce que ce serait une action qu'on peut prendre?
Oui, ça peut être transmis, mais je vous le dis, puis j'ai déjà fait appel au contrôle routier. C'est indiqué sur les véhicules, contrôle routier. C'est eux, normalement, qui arrêtent les trucks qui ne circulent pas de façon locale sur une rue comme Saint-Francis. Mais c'est sûr qu'il faut qu'ils puissent avoir des indices, puis ça se peut que des fois, ils n'arrêtent pas automatiquement. Mais c'est vraiment, puis on le voit aussi sur les routes aussi, c'est vraiment le contrôle routier là, qui vont s'occuper.
And my other question would be to the city is that if they were trying to do this in other streets in Sherbrooke, per se, who was going to control that?
Donc, est-ce que le problème existe ailleurs?
C'est difficile, j'ai pas d'autres cas ailleurs. J'ai pas d'autres cas ailleurs. Probablement que c'est l'effet du shortcut, là. Il y a des trucks qui doivent prendre des chances. Et puis, ça donne qu'ils passent, ils circulent, puis ils ont pas il n'y a pas d'appel direct. Il faut appeler directement quand ça survient. Mais c'est sûr que si l'intervention n'est pas immédiate, ils ne pogneront pas.
But I can tell you something right now. When we had a counselor living on our street, there was a gentleman that used to come up. He used to come in at 3 o'clock every morning with his truck. And guess what? Guess who stopped him on our street? It wasn't the
A
routier.
citizen?
No, it wasn't the routier. It was the Sherbrooke Police. And I could bring him here and he would tell you the same thing. It was the Sherbrooke Police that stopped him on Adams Street, going home at around 3:30 in the morning.
The Sherbrooke police can go there and can stop the trucks, but it's probably not of the priorities.
No.
And I don't think it
Can
would
we change that?
That's
Can we
right.
Change that.
We'll see. We'll check about with the police department of the city.
So
But
if,
it's not the priority number one.
No,
so
but I think, Andre, that it's not priority one, but I think it's an important, part. Because, again, if they're not gonna do anything about this, they might as well take the signs down and open her up. But we don't want that over there. Like I said, that's a residential street. Let's stamp on it.
it's even worse because it's narrower.
That's right, and there's more bicycles over there. Like, when a truck, you take in the winter right now, for instance, after they plowed the street. If a bus and a truck are coming down the street and there's a thing on the side, basically one almost has to stop to get by the other. That's how narrow it is.
And it's not necessarily a specific company, right? It's
There's, like I said, look, don't know yet. All the asinine Caron tow trucks, all Pedizzi, any of them. It's all different.
But Paradis, it's probably for local.
Going to East Sherbrooke. Hey, listen, Pedizzi does not have all those calls on St. Francis Street, Andre, in the summer. Forget it. Come on. There's no way he has like 6, 7, 8, 10 calls a week on our side of the river.
So that's a regular.
Thank you.
I asked the question, but probably I cannot confirm that.
No, but I'm telling you, as I can, they're all going through there all the time, at night, all the time. And like I said, it's like, yeah, their delivery, they rent equipment. How many times a day do they go through there? They're going through there all the time.
But the point is, you're here today, you're making the same
I wanna make this-
request you did last year and the year before.
Well, 6 years.
because it's not solved.
And nothing's been done.
We
Well,
have-
no, it's not
We have
solved.
to try to find a solution, a way to deal with it.
Exactly, Flo.
So-
Whether it's to put more signage up, and again, Jake brakes. Why are they using Jake brakes on St. Francis Street? There's another question. Those big trucks, why are they using Jake brakes? A good truck driver doesn't use Jake brakes on the flat.
So you're telling me that the same big trucks that are in fault are doing.
Try Jake brakes. There's come on. Okay, but like I said, I think it's time that we've been at this long enough. I don't know whether it's gonna take to block the street. I have no idea how we're gonna do this, but something's gotta be.
But, yeah, we're gonna address it to the commission that takes care of the security committee. And, the only thing I wanna make sure is that there's a link here, yeah, Frank.
And and also, like I said, I sent another thing to the Sherbrooke Police today about speed again and trucks.
It's good. The difficulty it's about the trucks, because a lot of times I saw the police on St. Francis Street near Cardinal Lavégerie, near the stop sign, and we have a lot of sign. The signage is good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Before St. Francis
That's
Street,
right, there's a sign and there's one at the bridge.
in Bowen, and yes, exactly.
So there's no reason.
It's correct about the bylaw.
Oh,
The
yes.
sign.
Not only that, these truckers, they know.
But
they're aware of this.
I don't know if it would take another sign on just before you get on the bridge over there, a bigger sign to say, listen, St. Francis Street is not a truck route, please use Queen, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a solution.
Would there be like some kind of a special operation, like some kind of a barrage, or maybe something like a couple of days and,
And
just
you're not gonna have to catch many of them. Because once the word's out, that's it, done. It won't be long, I'm telling you that right now. Because if you find them, they don't like to pay.
That's for sure.
But again, I go back to the point about the guy that had his truck every morning, he'd come in around 3:30.
Regulars. Yeah.
And guess who stopped him on Addo Street? It wasn't what I call the Department of Transport Police, Sherbrooke Police. And they asked him where he was going. He was going home. Like he said, his truck, he lives in. And then every morning, and he was quieter than the cars because.
And to help you out there, you're not the only one that addresses me that problem.
Thank you, because I've been spreading the word around over there, trying to get more people to call.
That's one solution there.
Yeah.
More people involved. It's the same thing with signage. Now, for signage, you need to be 5 people that want the sign. So, if you want to address that problem, you could, do the thing together and fill in the forms as a form.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you taking off?
No.
Because I want to get back to the path from sidewalk to Molten Hill.
Yes.
So just a little history. I'm just going to finish, but just a little history. I mean, we were waiting to see if BCS would take action.
Okay, yeah.
There was an action that we're supposed
That's right.
to take, and that seems to be dead at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's where we were at city-wise at that point.
Okay.
Just quelque chose à rajouter?
Concerning the sidewalk,
Well, it's
between Atto and Molten Hill,
Yeah.
probably this fall
Okay.
or
The fall.
2023, but
it's in
the short term.
In a short term, that would be excellent, folks, because I think it's necessary.
And at that point, when BC was doing their
I
project,
know, I
at that
agree.
point, we were thinking a path on the other side of the ditch.
Yeah,
Something.
and I agree with you.
And at this point, we don't know. We'll have to see
No.
what we're gonna do.
But I think I think it's concerning the safety. And again, there's more, it's great to see the young, I'm the antique over there now, like I said, but it's good to see the young families in there, and it's great. But, they're walking to the speech up, they're walking to the bishops, they're walking to town. But sidewalk, that would be excellent.
Okay.
Super, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's it. I thought you had the list.
Oh, I can. Very good. Thank you.
Get back to our agenda.
Yeah, take care,
Nice to have
folks.
an in-person meeting.
Yes.
You don't want all this and all the goodies we have here.
Well, you get more goodies?
You can't have food.
Formalities.
You can't have
That's it.
so.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Bye-bye. Ok, donc on va se rendre au point numéro 6.1. On a le retrait, en fait, on va sauter par le 6.1. On va aller au comité consultatif de Banis 6.2.1, demande d'approbation PIA d'air patrimonial pour le 34 rue 3. Sacrément. 34 Clough Street, so it's a request for right here, so they're changing windows and doors, and they're pretty standard, and there's nothing really that stands out, so it fits in within the parameters of the PIA, so that's been accepted as is. And our next point is 6.23, which is 2220 Fair. Donc 6.2.3 pour 2220 chemin Ferry, donc c'est une nouvelle construction, ça aussi. Puis ça a été, c'est des belles constructions, mais ça a été accepté ce matin, il n'y a pas eu de problème, pas de contrainte. Donc 6.2.4, la même chose, une demande d'approbation de PIA pour le 2230 rue Keenan Jenkins. Ça fait que c'est à peu près la même chose que 6.2.3, c'est une nouvelle construction. So 624 is a new construction. It's similar to 6.23, which is a 2230 Keenan Jenkins. And I don't see if there's particularities here. It's new construction and it's a normal big house. Special order. Anything different yet? No. The only thing different with that one is the fact that they have a water course, a creek on their lot, so they have to adjust their building to upgrade to give the 5 meters or 3 meters. I don't remember. Anyways, it's just to give the rules and regulations about the water there, and so it's positioned according to that. So, and that's been accepted this morning too. So 625, which is an addition, so 260.
And Martin.
OK. 625, on trouve par-dessus. Yeah. OK.
Pour ça qu'on l'a enlevé ce matin au CCI d'arrondissement.
Ouais.
Mais il faisait pas
ouais.
partie de l'agenda, fait que. Correct.
So we'll move on to 7.11 then, which is the calendar for audiences 2022. Donc 7.11, c'est que le calendrier des séances 2022, c'est la modification.
So the agenda of the sessions of our borough council is going to be slightly altered because we had some scheduled conflicts with the municipal council. So especially for the month of August and the month of December. So during the month of August, we're going to have our meeting on the 30th, same time, 5 p.m., same place here at the Borough Council. And same thing in December, we also have an alteration. We are going to be holding the meeting on the 12th of December. Donc, justement en français, donc il y a des modifications qui ont été faites à l'agenda de nos sessions de rencontres ici à l'arrondissement. Donc, on va avoir, spécialement pour le mois d'août, on va se rencontrer ici le 30 à août, toujours à la même heure, 5 heures, toujours au même emplacement ici au Conseil d'arrondissement. Et même chose pour le mois de décembre, ça va être le 12 décembre. Donc, toujours à 5 heures, toujours au même endroit. Donc, voilà.
Merci beaucoup. So, on va aller au point 8.1.1, qui est le musée de la plaine. Ça va être 8.11, la plaine Museum. Discussion.
Je vais juste lire la recommandation. De accorder une aide financière non récurrente de 6 800 $ sans taxe au Centre culturel et du patrimoine Dublin en soutien aux équipements pour l'année 2022. L'aide serait répartie de la façon suivante. Remboursement d'achat d'appareils téléphoniques pour 400 $. Et location d'un chapiteau comprenant l'installation et aménagement pour 6 400 $. Autoriser une dépense de 1 700 $, taxes incluses par la Division de la culture à mettre au budget de fonctionnement 2022 pour la location de 2 toilettes chimiques et de services de vidange. So for Uplands has made a request for some additional money for this year of $6,800 before taxes. And the way it's broken down is $400 for a new phone system. Because with the request, it will make it easier. They have at least 3 phones and they needed new lines. And then the other thing is $6,400 for a tent to cover where they have the tea outside, so they won't be as affected by the weather when it rains in the summer. And plus, there's $1,700 for two chemical toilets to put outside, so that because they didn't have one inside, then it used to cause problems when buses would stop. So the total aid is $8,500.
Thank you very much. So we move on to point 10.1.1, which is bylaw 1-3. amending bylaw number 1, rules and procedures pour la ville de Sherbrooke pour Lennoxville. Donc, le règlement 1-3 modifiant le règlement numéro 1, règlement intérieur de l'arrondissement de Lennoxville de la ville de Sherbrooke. Je vais passer la parole à M. André.
Oui, bonjour. Alors, merci, Monsieur le Président. Je vais mentionner l'objet du règlement en français dans un premier temps. Donc, ce règlement modifie le règlement numéro 1, règlement intérieur de l'arrondissement de Lennoxville, de manière à modifier les sujets pris en considération dans l'ordre du jour d'une séance ordinaire, donc c'est l'article 2.6, et prévoir de nouvelles fonctions d'études et de recommandations pour le comité consultatif d'urbanisme à l'article 3.7.1. Et finalement, prévoir que le comité consultatif d'urbanisme agira comme conseil local du patrimoine à l'article 3.7.2. Par la suite, in English at this moment, the bylaw number 1-3, amending the bylaws of the Borough of Lennoxville of the Ville de Sherbrooke. This bylaw amends bylaw number 1, Borough of Lennoxville bylaws in order to modify the subjects taken into consideration on the agenda of a regular meeting, the Article 2.6. Provide for new study and recommendations, functions for the Planning Advisory Committee, the Article 3.7.1, and provide that the Planning Advisory Committee will act as a local heritage council at the Article 3.7.2. Donc, considérant que la conseillère Jennifer Garfeld a donné en français l'avis du projet de règlement le 21 avril 2022 et que le président Claude Charon a donné le dit avis, le projet de règlement numéro 1-3 en anglais le même jour, conformément à l'article 356 de la loi sur les cités et villes, alors que le règlement numéro 1.3 soit modifié, puisse modifier le règlement numéro 1, règlement intérieur de l'arrondissement de Lennoxville.
Merci. Just to recap, if you've been following the last meeting there, we did mention stuff like that. I'm just going to repeat what I mentioned. Is the fact that the city of Sherbrooke is delegating more power to the boroughs. So to make these decisions. So that's why these particular items, you can see them. C'est juste pour, c'est en continuité de la demande de la ville de Sherbrooke de transférer plus de pouvoir aux arrondissements, dans le cas ici pour le CCU. Merci beaucoup. So, the next point is a message from the borough councillors. So, Ms. Garfeld, message pour les conseillers.
Oui, bonjour. Concernant le grand nettoyage à Lennoxville qu'on n'était pas capable de l'avoir cette année, j'aimerais remercier 2 citoyens, Claude et Mimi. Claude reste à Fleurimont et Mimi reste dans mon district. Mais c'est 2 citoyens qui passent des heures à marcher au collège et Moulton Hill et la rue Saint-Francis pour ramasser les déchets. Et quand je l'ai arrêté, je l'ai été vu samedi matin, j'ai arrêté pour jaser avec les autres et ils m'ont dit qu'ils ne voulaient pas de reconnaissance. C'est 2 personnes qui aiment marcher et ils ne veulent pas voir des déchets dans notre arrondissement, donc ils ont commencé tout seuls à ramasser les déchets. Et ils ont ramassé les sacs et les sacs et les sacs et ils passent dans les mêmes endroits chaque 2 semaines à peu près. Et donc, c'est vraiment triste qu'on a besoin des gens comme ça. Si on peut arrêter le problème à la source, ce serait plus facile pour tout le monde. Et demain soir, il y a on a une rencontre de les naturalistes de la vallée de Saint-François et le topic serait c'est les plantes que tu peux planter pour encourager les pollinisateurs dans les jardins. Ça commence à 7 heures à la salle Amédée Baudouin. I would like to thank Claude and Mimi, two citizens who pass quite a few hours picking up garbage around town. They especially go along College Street, Moulton Hill, and St. Francis. Claude lives in Flooding, and he also walks there picking up garbage. And it's just too bad that in 2022, there are still people who can't be bothered to pick up their own garbage. I would really like to thank Claude and Mimi. Tomorrow night, we have a St. Francis Valley Naturalist Club meeting, and the topic is pollinator-friendly gardens. The talk will be given by Mary Ellen Kirby. It starts at 7 o'clock at the Amity Goldwyn Center. Thanks, Sue. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci. Monsieur Guillaume Millet.
A new edition of Congrats in the South. So during March and April, we had so many successful and truly beautiful events here, including Meals on Wheels during the week of the 23rd of March, the Bishop's University Art Fest on the week of the 25th of March, celebration of birthday as well recently. I had the chance to be part of La Nuit des Idées, which was organized by Christelle Holiday from the Théâtre des Lanternes. It was a very interesting event where citizens were invited to identify where in town there was lack of nature and where in town there was lack of art. And so this led to the drawing of different maps of the different boroughs of Sherbrooke, including Lennoxville, and with all these information that they gathered. So no spoilers. They're going to give us these maps very soon, and so we are going to be able to share the results with you eventually. Also, good news, La Disque Culturelle will be back for a new selection of spectacles. Stay tuned on the city website for more info. Also, a reminder that this week is La Semaine de l'Action Bénévole, National Volunteer Week. So that is a perfect time for you to get more involved in your community. Community aid, literacy in action, the Women's Center, offerings, all welcome volunteers. And if you're searching to help in a specific sector, you can also go on the www.lennoxville.qc.ca/botin, BOTIN, to find a detailed list of our different organizations in Lennoxville in both official languages. Bon, alors, tout ça en français rapidement. Donc, durant le mois de... Donc, une nouvelle édition de Félicitations dans le Sud. Donc, durant le mois de mars et avril, on a eu beaucoup d'événements qui ont été des beaux succès. Donc, on a eu Meals on Wheels, les papas troulantes, donc la semaine du 23 mars. On a eu aussi le festival artistique de l'Université Bishops pendant la semaine du 25. On a eu les célébrations du Jour de la Terre. Moi, j'ai eu la chance de faire partie de la Nuit des Idées qui était organisée par Christelle Holiday du Théâtre des Petites Clientèles. C'était super intéressant. Ils invitaient les citoyens à identifier où en ville il y avait un manque de nature et où en ville il y avait un manque d'art. Et puis, bon, ils ont ramassé toute cette information-là et ils ont dessiné des cartes. Donc voilà, de ces différents emplacements-là. Et puis Lennoxville en faisait partie. Donc je ne vends pas l'information, donc ils vont nous transmettre les cartes prochainement. Donc voilà, aussi, bonne nouvelle, la Disque culturelle sera de retour ici dans l'arrondissement. Il y aura des nouvelles sélections de spectacles qui vont se passer ici. Donc simplement aller sur le site de la ville pour plus d'informations. Et puis aussi un rappel que c'est la semaine de l'action bénévole, donc il n'est jamais trop tard, c'est jamais un mauvais moment de rejoindre les différentes initiatives ici dans la communauté en tant que bénévole. Donc il y a Community Aid, Literacy in Action, le Centre des femmes de Lennoxville, ici Uplands, qui ont toujours besoin de volontaires. Mais si vous voulez vous investir dans un secteur qui est différent, vous pouvez aller sur Internet au www.lennoxville.qc.ca/botin. À ce moment-là, vous allez voir toute la liste de nos organisations. Il est très bien détaillé dans les 2 langues officielles. Donc voilà. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Thank you. Just to do a follow-up on our cleaning day, notre grand nettoyage. I know I can thank the environment committee from Bishop's University because they were here and they were doing their job and they were cleaning without us supervising them. They're taking the initiative to do things. So I really want to thank them and the SRC for their participation in cleaning. And as Ms. Garfett said, she said Claude and Mimi did some cleaning. Well, I also saw families cleaning where we used to clean. So it's a habit that we have, and I really want to thank the participants. And because of COVID, we can't organize. And this year we could have, but it was too late for our services to be able to organize it. So that's why we had to skip again this year, just for technical reasons. Concerning the Square Queen there, I really like your comment because what's going to be different this year, that COVID seems to be leaving us slowly. So in other words, we are going to be able to advertise. Donc, on va pouvoir faire de la publicité pour les événements qu'il va y avoir au Square Queen cette année opposé à l'année passée parce que c'était une des contraintes. L'année passée, on ne pouvait pas faire de la publicité à cause de la COVID. Donc, il fallait éviter des rassemblements. Donc, c'était la consigne qu'on a suivie. So this year we're going to have publicity and we'll welcome everybody to participate. And the Base Culturelle that was a big participant last year and they're going to be again this year. And they're going through Uplands Museum. They're the one who's managing our program if you want. So if you want further information, you probably could go on the internet and find it. But there is going to be publicity this year. Donc, c'est tout pour moi. Donc, merci beaucoup. Donc, we're up to number 13, which is adjournment. So, numéro 13, le lever de l'Assemblée. Merci beaucoup. Bonne soirée. Have a good evening.